Once again, I welcome you all for Standard 10th, subject Science and Technology Part 2. Students, we will be continuing with chapter number 5 towards Green Energy Module 3. My name is Ms. Jagjit Kaur. Now first let us see what are the learning objectives. So in today's module, you all will be learning about the process of generation of electricity and environment. Under process of generation of electricity and environment, we will be understanding about hydroelectric power plant. In hydroelectric power plant, we will be studying the stages in hydroelectric power plant. Then we will be understanding the energy transformation in hydroelectric power plant and the advantages and disadvantages of hydroelectric power plant. Then the next process of generation of electricity we will learn is about electricity generation using wind energy, and under that we will be understanding the stages in electric generator using wind energy and the energy transformation in an electric generator using wind energy. Now students, before beginning with module 3, let us recall what we have studied in module 2. So we studied that the energy released by fission of nuclei of uranium or plutonium atoms is used to generate the steam of high temperature and high pressure. Then the nuclear energy is converted into thermal energy. Thermal energy is converted into kinetic energy of steam. Kinetic energy of steam is converted into kinetic energy of turbine. And finally, kinetic energy of turbine is converted into electrical energy. Then atom of uranium-235 is bombarded with a neutron, and the neutrons release more energy through fission of more uranium nuclei. And this process of fission of uranium-235 atoms continues, and it's called the chain reaction. And a control chain reaction results in release of thermal energy, which is used for electric energy generation. We also studied that very high temperature and pressure generated by combustion of natural gas, and this gas is used to run the turbine. And in power generation plant based on energy of natural gas, three main sections are present, that is compressor, combustion chamber and turbine. The efficiency of power generation plant using energy of natural gas is higher than that of power generation plant based on coal, and the natural gas does not contain sulfur. Burning of natural gas results in less pollution. Now students, let us understand about electric energy generation and environment. Now electricity generation based on fossil fuels like coal, natural gas and nuclear fuels like uranium and plutonium are not environment friendly. It means that if electrical energy is generated using these fuels, it can lead to environmental degradation. That means excessive use of these fuels cause environmental degradation. Now we have seen that burning of fossil fuels like coal and natural gas leads to emission of certain gases and soot particles, and this results in air pollution, and the incomplete combustion of fuels leads to formation of carbon monoxide, and it adversely affects our health. And the phenomena of global warming is an example of increase in percentage of carbon dioxide in the air due to the burning of fuels, which affects environment severely. So we can say that the nitrogen dioxide generated due to the burning of fuels like coal, diesel, petrol, etc. lead to problems like acid rain. Then soot particles generated due to incomplete burning of fossil fuel cause air pollution, and it can lead to problems related to respiratory system like asthma. Now students, it took millions of years for formation of fossil fuels like coal, crude oil and natural gases like liquefied petroleum gas and compressed natural gas. And also the reserves of these fuels are limited and they are going to deplete in future. That means excessive use is depleting these fuels very rapidly. And it is said that with the current speed of their use, the coal reserves in the world would last for another about 200 years or so, and the natural gas reserves for about 200 to 300 years. And the problems about nuclear energy are tremendous. It emits toxic materials and disposal of nuclear waste is difficult problem. An accident in nuclear power plant can be highly disastrous. Now students, let's understand about eco-friendly green energy. Now there are other ways of electricity production which avoids the problems. And electricity generation from water reservoir, wind, sunlight, biofuels, etc. are the eco-friendly alternatives of energy production. And the energy sources used in such options, that is water reservoir, wind, sunlight, biofuel, are never ending. And moreover, use of these sources do not lead to environmental problems. So therefore, electricity generation through these sources can be called environment friendly. And we can also call the energy generated by these processes as green energy. That is energy generated from sources which are unlimited and environment friendly are called as green energy sources. And the green energy sources are called so because they are naturally replenished and do not cause any harm to the environment. For example, wind, water reservoirs, sunlight, biofuel are all called as green energy sources. Now let's learn about hydroelectric power plant. Now, in a hydroelectric power plant, potential energy in water is converted to electrical energy. High-rise dams are constructed on the rivers to obstruct the flow of water, and the stored water possesses potential energy. And this water stored at high level in a dam is then carried to the turbine at the bottom of the dam, and in this way the potential energy in water is converted to kinetic energy. Then the kinetic energy of the fast flowing water drives the turbine, which in turn rotates the generator to produce electrical energy. So students, this is the flow chart for the production of energy in the hydroelectric power plant. That means the water in the reservoir possesses potential energy, and that water stored at the high level in a dam is carried to the water turbine at the bottom of the dam. And in this way, the potential energy in the water is converted to the kinetic energy, and the kinetic energy of the fast flowing water drives the turbine, and which in turn rotates the generator, and the generator produces electrical energy. Students, now let's understand about the energy transformation in the hydroelectric power plant. Now we know that in hydroelectric power plant, water reservoir is used as a source of energy. So the potential energy in water stored in a water reservoir like a dam is converted to the kinetic energy of water by making it flow to the bottom of the dam. Then the fast flowing water is brought from the dam to the turbine at the bottom of the dam, and the kinetic energy of the flowing water drives the turbine. Then the turbine rotates the generator connected to it, which in turn produces electrical energy. Students, now let's understand the advantages of hydroelectric power plant. No fuel is burnt in a hydroelectric power plant. So thus, no air pollution due to combustion of fuel occurs. Then electricity can be generated whenever required if the dam has sufficient water storage. Then during rainy season, the water in the water reservoirs can be replenished and used for power generation. Now let's see what are the disadvantages of hydroelectric power plant. Now villages, towns, forests may submerge due to the backwater caused by storage of water in dams. And this leads to forced migration of the living population in that area. That means people are displaced and their rehabilitation is a major problem. Then fertile land, agricultural plots, forest and biodiversity is lost forever, and the obstruction of the flowing water leads to adverse effect on the resident aquatic organism. That means it can affect on the living world in the river. Now students, do you know some major hydroelectric power plants in India and their capacity? Yes. So here you're having a table where the place for the hydroelectric power plant is given. So we will find out with the state and the capacity. Now the first place is Tehari. So Tehari is in Uttarakhand, and the capacity of the hydroelectric power plant in Tehari, Uttarakhand is 2400 megawatt. Then the second hydroelectric power plant is Koyna. The place is Koyna. Koyna is in Maharashtra state and the capacity is 1960 megawatts. Then the third hydroelectric power plant in Srisailam. Srisailam is in Andhra Pradesh and the capacity is 1670 megawatts. Then the fourth hydroelectric power plant in Nathpa Zakri. Nathpa Zakri is in the state of Himachal Pradesh and the capacity is 1500 megawatts. Now students, we will find out that what is lake tapping and why it takes place. Now lake tapping is a process in which a tunnel is dug out near the bottom of the lake up to the water rock contact of the lake. The final layer of the rock is then blasted with the help of dynamite, which provides the inflow of water into the tunnel with more speed. And it is done to facilitate the generation of electricity when the water level goes down in peak summer. Thus, it also helps the areas suffering with drought due to the scarcity of water during summer. Students, now let's understand the stages in electric generator using wind energy. Now, electricity generation using wind energy is done with the help of a wind turbine. A wind turbine is a machine used to convert the kinetic energy of the wind to electrical energy. A wind turbine consists of rotating blades, a gearbox, and a generator. When the wind strikes the blades of the turbine, the blades rotate. The axle of the turbine is connected to the electric generator through a gearbox. The gearbox is used to increase the rotation per unit time. In this way, the rotating blades run the turbine, which in turn drive the generator to produce electricity. Now students, the machine which converts the kinetic energy of wind to electrical energy is called wind turbine. Now wind turbines with capacity right from less than 1 kilowatt to about 7 megawatt, that is 7,000 kilowatt, are commercially available. And depending on the wind velocity available at the site of installation, wind turbine with specific capacity is selected. And the wind velocity at specific location depends on many geographical factors. Wind velocity is usually high on seashores, and that environment is appropriate for installation of wind turbine. And as we know that wind energy is a clean energy source, however, the wind velocity necessary for wind energy generation is not available everywhere. So in that sense, use of wind energy is limited. Now students, we have to get the information about wind power stations in India and their capacity. And we have to make a table of their location, state, and their power generation capacity in megawatt. So let's get the information. So the first power plant is Mupandil Wind Farm. It is located in Kanyakumari in the state of Tamil Nadu with a capacity of 1500 megawatt. Then the second power plant is Jaisalmer Wind Park. It is located in Jaisalmer in the state of Rajasthan with a capacity of 1064 megawatt. Then the third power plant is Dalgaon Wind Farm. It is located in Sangli in the state of Maharashtra, and it is having the capacity of 278 megawatt. Then the next power plant is Damanjodi Wind Power Plant. Damanjodi Wind Power Plant is located in Damanjodi in the state of Odisha, and this power plant is having the capacity of 99 megawatt. Then the next power plant is Akiona Tupadhali. It is located in Chitradurga in the state of Karnataka, and their power generation capacity is 56 megawatt. Then the next is Putlur RCI power plant. It is located in Putlur in the state of Andhra Pradesh with the power generation capacity of 20 megawatt. Then the next wind power station in India is Lamda Danida. Lamda Danida is located in Lamda in the state of Gujarat with a power generation capacity of 15 megawatt. So students, this was the end of module 3. Now let us summarize what we have studied. So we studied that the fossil fuels like coal, natural gas and nuclear fuels like uranium and plutonium are hazardous and are polluting. Then the formation of fossil fuels such as coal, hydrocarbons, crude oil and natural gases like LPG and CNG took million years. And electricity generation from water reservoir, wind, sunlight, biofuels, etc. are eco-friendly alternatives of energy production. And these energy sources are never ending and do not lead to any environmental problems. Then electricity generation through these sources can be called as environment friendly, and energy generated from sources which are unlimited and environment friendly is called as green energy. Then the green energy sources are called so because They are naturally replenished and do not cause any harm to the environment. Then hydroelectric energy is a conventional type of energy. In hydroelectric power plant, potential energy in water is converted to electrical energy. Then electricity generation using wind energy is done with the help of a wind turbine, and the kinetic energy of wind can be converted to electrical energy with the help of wind turbine. Then wind energy is a close energy source, but due to wind velocity problems, its use is limited. Now students, here is an assignment for you all. You have to solve the following crossword puzzle. So first we will read all the 5 questions for the puzzle. So the first question is, maximum energy generation in India is done using dash energy. Then the second question is, dash energy is a renewable source of energy. Third question, solar energy can be called dash energy. Fourth question, dash energy of wind is used in windmills. And the fifth question is, dash energy of water in dams is used for generation of electricity. Now students, you can see the crossword. There the numbers are given, so we will try to solve this crossword. Now the maximum energy generation in India is done using dash energy. So what is the answer? Yes, it's thermal energy. Then the second one, dash energy is a renewable source of energy. So what is the answer for this? Yes, correct. It's wind energy. So we'll fill up the crossword. Then the third question is, solar energy can be called dash energy. So the answer is yes, green energy. Then the fourth one, dash energy of wind is used in windmills. So which energy is used in windmills? Yes, it's kinetic energy of wind is used in windmills. Then the fifth question, dash energy of water in dams is used for generation of electricity. So which is this energy? Yes, it's potential energy. Now the second question for your assignment is, you have to draw the flow chart showing different stages in hydroelectric power plant. So students, the flow chart for showing different stages in hydroelectric power plant is this. You are supposed to draw this flow chart, that is water reservoir with potential energy gets converted into the water turbine. Then it is like the water from the turbine, that is the energy from the turbine rotates the generator, and from the generator the electrical energy is produced. Then the third question is, you have to draw the flow chart showing stages in electric generator using wind energy. So the flowchart for the stages in electric generator using wind energy is, yes, it's like wind with required velocity is then given to the wind turbine with large fins, and then that wind that energy from the turbine is used to rotate the generator, and then the generator produces the electrical energy. Thank you, dear students. I will be back with module 4. Till then, goodbye and have a nice day.